Hey guys, Odette here from Merchant Mastery. Today I'm going to be building out a Pinterest conversion campaign. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so we're starting off at the business.pinterest.com URL. This is where your business will go to sign up for your Pinterest ad account. So for this video, I'm just going to briefly talk about the Pinterest ad platform itself, and then I will get into building out a conversion campaign. At Mastery, we highly recommend your e-commerce business try to diversify yourselves across different ad platforms because you may be surprised where your audience is. And Pinterest is a great platform to test and see if it is a good fit for your business. And what's great about Pinterest as well is it is a lot cheaper than some of the other ad platforms. So running things like a traffic campaign may be a lot more efficient for you to do on Pinterest because it is a lot cheaper. So here are the goals you can do. You can grow your audience and reach more people, increase those traffic goals, and drive more conversions. So as well, Pinterest has these great resources that you can look into that are very insightful. Let's take a look at the Pinterest audience. So Pinterest claims that 478 million people use Pinterest every month to find ideas and inspire their next purchase. If Pinterest were a country, it would surpass the United States as the third largest in the world. They also claim that women make up more than 60% of their global audience. Male pinners and Gen Z pinners are up 40% year over year. U.S. millennial pinners are up 35% year over year. And of the people in the U.S. with a household income over 100,000 K are on Pinterest. So, is this a platform to test? I think so. Let's get into building out a conversion campaign. So this is what the back end of your Pinterest Ads Manager will look like. This is where you will monitor the performance of your campaigns, and this is where you will go to create your campaign. And this is all under the reporting section where I find myself most of the time. So to create your first campaign, you can just click Create Campaign. So you'll be brought to a page that looks like this. And for the purpose of this video, I'm assuming that you already have your pixel set up correctly and you may have already built out your audiences. So for the different campaign objectives, you can run brand awareness campaigns, video view campaigns, traffic campaigns, which are now called consideration campaigns, conversion campaigns, and catalog sale campaigns. For this video, we are going to use a conversion campaign, and that's where you're going to see the best results in sales. And for the campaign name, I've named it our agency name and a conversions campaign. Here you can leave these blank. I will normally only schedule the spend limit here if I have tested a bunch and then want to go into campaign budgeting. Then you can leave this active and click continue. So you'll be brought to a page that looks like this, and this is where you're going to build out your audience. And this is where you can name your audience. So for this example, I'm going to be using a broad interest group, and I'm going to be using a company called Love Catnip that sells catnip products. So after you've named your audience, you'll get to the targeting details where you can choose your targeting strategy. So you can reconnect with users, which would be used for retargeting, or you can find new customers. For this example, I am finding new customers, so I selected this option. I don't ever combine my lookalike audiences or my custom audience lists with my keywords and interests, so I'm not going to be using any audience lists, but I'm going to select keywords and interests. Then in here, I may want to select interests based off my audience insights, or maybe cross-test other interests with things that I've already tested in the past. So if you go into your audience insights, you can actually see things that your audience who have engaged with you before are actually interested in. So here's what your audience insights looks like. So you can actually take a look at what your audience is actually interested in. So I may want to take my top 5 categories where my audience is interested in. You can also take a look at their age and their gender, the top countries, and the devices that are used by your audience. So I'm back in the keywords and interests section. So I've made sure my keywords and interests are enabled. I'm also enabling my expanded targeting, and I always have this on just because I've seen better results with it on. Only sometimes will I have this off. For my interests, I'm going to select those interests that I know that my audience was liking. So for me, it was the animals, finance, gardening, health, and vehicles. I always like to start broad on Pinterest and then narrow down and do a lot of testing. So now that I've selected my interests, I'm going to add in some keywords. So I'll click Add Keywords, and I may just want to focus these keywords on those interest keywords or my cat keywords that I feel they may be interested in searching. So I may want to see what pops up when I click cat. So I can see all the keywords that come up with this keyword. So I picked out some keywords that relate to our business. And you can also see that you can format your keywords. So you can choose broad match, phrase match, exact match, negative phrase match, or negative exact match. And so it's very similar to Google in that sense. But for me, I like to start broad and then I go and narrow after I do additional tests. So now that I have my keywords and my interests, I am going to move on to demographic settings. So here's where you can choose your gender. For this company, I'm choosing all gender, but you can have the option to pick the gender you'd like. For ages, I'm keeping it on all ages, but you can also adjust that to the settings for your company if you know for sure your target market is a specific age. For locations, I'm targeting all of Canada, but you can also edit your locations in here. For languages, I like to leave it on all languages. I've just found the best results by leaving it on here. So I'm going to leave it on all languages and all devices. You can then go into your ad placement. And so for ad placement, I always leave it on all and I let Pinterest do the placements. For budget, I'm going to test this budget and start with a $20 budget. I'm going to leave it on daily, so $20 a day. And then I'm going into my optimization and delivery. And so for my conversion event, I'm going to choose checkout, which means purchases in the Pinterest world. So I'm optimizing for purchases. For bidding, I'm going to leave it on automatic. This is relatively new with Pinterest. You used to choose your target cost per acquisition. And I've just found that actually using the automatic bidding has done better. So I'm going to leave it on automatic. Then you can get into building out your ads. So you can do it from scratch right in here and build out your ad that will be a pin. For the purpose of this video, I'm not going to go over the ad details. So I'm just going to select 3 that are already here. So I've selected 1, 2, 3 to start. And then I can scroll down and click launch. So there you guys have it. This is how you build out a conversion campaign with one audience in Pinterest. Of course, if you guys have any questions, make sure you comment down below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you later.